I have been waiting almost 1 whole year to say this. Welcome to Casablanca. I will drop the French accent and save it for later. My name is David Bermody. I am the director and producer of this show, and I'd like to welcome you to the New English American Theater's latest installment of their classic radio series, Casablanca. So we're very excited to be here tonight. If you've seen one of our radio shows before, then you know the routine. We have a vintage rockabilly microphone, here stage right, stage left, and down center. We have our own Mr. Florian Eisentraut on the piano. He will be providing musical accompaniment. And over here on the left, we have our very lovely Foley artist, Miss Gabriella Nelson. Miss Nelson has so eagerly demonstrated a Foley artist creates sound effects live for your pleasure. And let's not forget our most important piece of studio equipment. Miss Nelson, I said our most important piece of studio equipment.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Bermudi. Here we go.
Now, although you may be familiar with some of these elements of a classic radio show, I can assure you this evening is no typical radio show. So for the first thing, we had a concept. We wanted to bring our audience into the film. We wanted to reserve a table for you at Rick's American Cafe, which is why you're all seated at those cafe tables with little drinks, and a box from Morocco. Those are authentic. Has anyone opened their box? Yes, you did. What was inside?
An opener?
And a bottle opener. Those bottle openers are there for you to open up your cans of Coke or your bottles of Coke. Now don't forget though to pay for your Coke by putting $2.50 into that box. It's there for two. Okay, but I digress. Let's talk about the backdrop. The backdrop, someone has asked, where did that backdrop come from? This is a photo of the original Hollywood studio at that day. And also, you'll notice that every one of our vocal performances this evening is in dress. So that's something we also don't usually do for a radio show. And they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah.
Speaking of gorgeous, Miss Weinman, could you show us your costume? So that's about all I have to say this evening.
Hang on, Mr. Bermody. The gun.
Oh, the gun. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we will have gunshots. That's part of the show. We have a very ambitious director who wanted to have an authentic kind of gunshot go off. So let me warn you right now, those gunshots are pretty loud. Now, if you are noise sensitive, don't worry. It happens in Act 1 and in Act 3. And each time you will see our Foley artist stand up with the gun and put it overhead this way. When you see her do that, please cover your ears if you are noise sensitive. Okay? Any questions? I hope not. Then, cast, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barley, Mr. Jones, looking rather dapper this evening.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Jelinek.
Yes, sir.
Not so much. Mr. Ravi.
Yes, sir.
One of our most talented character actors. Mr. Ravi, are you ready for the on-air sign?
That's the day I was born.
Good. And finally, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friend, and more importantly, your announcer for this evening, I give you Mr. Robin Anderson. How are the pipes, Robin?
Splendid, sir. Thank you.
Also a character actor. Okay, so Charlie.
Yeah.
How much time we got?
5, David.
5. Cast. 5 minutes.
No! 5 seconds!
Oh, yeah. 5 seconds. Quiet in the studio audience. We are live in 5, 4,
NVEEx presents Hollywood. The New English American Theatre brings you the latest installment in their classic radio theatre series, Casablanca. Casablanca. The 1942 American classic, directed by Michael Curtiz and starring the likes of Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, Paul Henreid and Claude Rains. A romantic drama set before the backdrop of World War II, telling the tale of an American expatriate who must choose between his love for a woman or helping her husband, a Czech resistance leader, escape from the Vichy-controlled city of Casablanca to continue his fight against the Germans. Although Casablanca was an A-list film with established stars and first-rate writers, no one involved with its production expected to be anything other than one of the hundreds of ordinary pictures produced by Hollywood that year. Exceeding expectations, Casablanca went on to win the Academy Award for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Adapted Screenplay. Its lead characters, memorable lines, and pervasive theme song have all become iconic, and it consistently ranks near the top of the lists of the greatest films in history. And tonight, we bring you that drama with a cast that producers dream about. With Stephen Jones, Dorinda Weinman, and introducing Tom Varlick in the role made memorable by Humphrey Bogart. Getting these players together in one drama is a talent scoop of the first magnitude in Stuttgart, and it's unlikely it will ever happen in a real motion picture. And now, join me now as the curtain rises on the first act of Casablanca, starring Tom Varlick as Rick Blaine, Dorinda Weinman as Ilse Lund, and Stephen Jones as Victor Laszlo, with David Bermody as Captain Louis Renault. Casablanca. Everybody knows that name today. Before the war, Casablanca was just another small seaport, with its face to the Mediterranean and its back to the North Atlantic. But then, as the Nazi lash descended upon Europe, hordes of refugees, like the boiling waters of a burst dam, flooded into the sanctuary of its white walls. Those with money enough, or influence enough, obtained exit visas bearing the seal of the Vichy government and fled to Lisbon. And from Lisbon to the Americas. The others just waited and waited. But all who came to Casablanca were not refugees. The German intelligence was always there when something unusual occurred, as for example, the murder of 2 Nazi couriers.
Mayor Strasser, may I present Captain Renault, Police Prefect of Casablanca.
Unoccupied France welcomes you, Major.
Thank you.
You may find the climate of Casablanca a trifle warm.
We Germans must get used to all kinds of climates, Captain, from Russian to the Sahara. But perhaps you were not referring to the weather.
Oh, what else, my dear Major?
The murder of the 2 couriers. What has been done about it?
Captain Renault already knows who the murderer is.
Excellent. He is in custody.
There is no hurry. Tonight, he will come to Rix.
That cafe, Mayor. I pointed it out to you.
Everybody in Casablanca comes to Rix, but this one will not leave.
Frankly, Captain, I did not journey here simply to find an assassin. The real reason for my visit is Victor Laszlo.
I thought as much.
Has he arrived yet?
Yes, this afternoon, with a very beautiful young woman. I met them.
Renault, Laszlo must not leave Casablanca. I have learned that he's prepared to offer a fabulous bribe for a visa to Lisbon.
I am prepared to refuse it.
Where's he staying, you know?
Major, I even know the time he intends to bathe.
I would like to talk with Laszlo. Can it be arranged?
Undoubtedly, he too will be at Rix tonight. Everybody comes to Rix. Or did I say that before?
Will you ask Rick if he'll have a drink?
Sir, he never drinks with customers. Never unless he invites them to his table.
Perhaps if you told him I ran the second largest banking house in Amsterdam.
That will not impress Rick. The leading banker in Amsterdam is now a pastry chef in the kitchen, and his father is the bellboy. Oh, yes, monsieur.
Reserve the table.
Oh,
Victor Laszlo.
oh yes, Mr. Nazareth.
Victor, are you sure we should have come here? So in public.
There's often great safety in what appears to be a risk.
I see no one here who regards this description.
Neither do I. He'll be here though.
Excuse me, I have this ring here. I'm forced to sell it at great sacrifice.
Well, I hardly think that I can.
Perhaps the lady? The ring is quite unique, you see.
That's it, Victor. That's it.
Oh, yes, it's a very interesting ring. What's her name?
Burger, sir. I recognize you from the newspapers. We read that you've been killed 5 times in 5 different places.
As you can see, it's true each time. Thank heaven we found you, Burger. A man by the name of Garten is supposed to help us.
Well, he's here somewhere. You'll need all the help you can get.
Yes, this time they mean to stop me.
Oh, I'm so afraid for you, Victor.
We've been in difficult places before.
Quiet, the waiter's coming back.
That's all, though. Meet us at the bar later.
Oh, I don't think we want to buy the ring, but thank you for showing us.
Yeah? It's Franz, Rick. Franz Ugarte.
Come in. Alright, what do you want?
Nothing much, Rick. Too bad about this German couriers, eh?
Oh, they got a break. Yesterday they were just 2 clerks. Today they're among the honored dead.
You will forgive me for saying this, Rick, but you are a very cynical person.
I forgive you.
You despise me, don't you?
Well, if I gave you any thought, probably would.
But think of all those poor refugees who must rot in Casablanca if I did not help them. Is it so bad that through ways of my own I provide them with exit visas?
For a price, Ugarte, for a price.
Those poor wretches who cannot meet Renault's price, I get it for them at half. Is that so parasitic?
I don't mind a parasite. I just object to a cut rate one.
Well, after tonight, I am through with the whole business. I am leaving this Casablanca. Look, Rick! Look, Rick!
What?
Do you know what these papers are? Letters of transit, signed by Marshal Weygand. With the signature, they cannot be rescinded or questioned, even by Renault himself.
So?
So, I'm selling these for more money than I've ever dreamed of. And then, adieu, Casablanca.
What are you trying to say, Ugarte?
Rick, I have many friends in Casablanca. But because you despise me, you're the only one I trust. Will you keep these letters for me?
How long?
For an hour, perhaps. Till my client arrives.
Okay, but I don't want them here overnight.
Thank you. No fear of that. Now, Rick, I hope you are more impressed with me. If you excuse me, I'll go share my luck with your roulette wheel.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yes?
I heard those Nazi couriers were carrying letters of transit.
No. Oh, yes. Those poor devils. I heard that rumor too.
You're right, Ugarte. I am a little bit more impressed with you.
close to the lady.
I have already given him the best, Captain, knowing he was German and would take it anyway.
Good evening, Rick.
Oh, hello, Renault.
Hear that plane, Ricky? It's going to Lisbon. You'd like to be on it.
Why? What's in Lisbon?
The clipper that goes to America. Rick, I have often speculated on why you do not return to America.
There's a roulette table inside for people who like to speculate.
Yes, I noticed Ugarte just went in.
Yeah, he'll come out poor.
What was it, Rick? Whatever brought you to Casablanca? Did you abscond with the church funds back home? Did you run? I should like to think you killed the man. It's the romantic.
Well, I'll tell you. It was a combination of all three.
Someday I'll find out. Oh, Rick, before you came, I took the liberty of reserving your best table for a German, Major Strasser. I wanted him to be on hand for the excitement because tonight we'll be making an arrest here.
Again?
This time a murderer. Please don't warn him, Rick.
Now, look, I don't stick my neck out for anybody.
And I'm staging the arrest here of my high regard for you. It'll interest the customer.
And perhaps Major Strasser?
Perhaps. Castle! Yes, Captain. You will find Franz Ugarte inside the roulette table.
Yes?
Arrest him for the murder of the 2 German couriers.
Yes, Captain.
Oh, he'll be carrying some letters of transit. Be sure you get them.
Yes, sir. Louis, there's more than Ugarte on your mind tonight.
Oh, you're very observant, Rick. And there are many exit visas sold in this cafe, but we know that you have never sold them. That is why I permit you to remain open.
And I thought that was because I let you win at roulette.
No, that's another reason. Rick, a man arrived today in Casablanca, on his way to America. Right now, he's at the bar. He will offer a fortune to anyone who will furnish him with an exit visa.
What man?
Victor Laszlo. Why, Ricky, this is the first time I've ever seen you so interested.
Victor Laszlo has succeeded in interesting half the world. I wonder how he'll manage it.
Manage what?
His escape, of course.
He escaped from a concentration camp and the Nazis have chased him all over Europe. But this is the end of the chase, Rick.
10,000 francs says it isn't.
Make it 5,000. I'm only a poor, corrupt official. No matter how clever he is, he still needs an exit visa. I should say, too, he is traveling with a lady.
He'll settle for one.
Oh, I think not. I have seen the lady.
Now, where did you get the idea that I might want to help Laszlo?
Because I know all about you, Ricky. Enough at least to know you're more a sentimentalist than a cynic. I know that in 1935 you ran guns into Ethiopia. I know that in 1936 you risked your neck with the loyalists in Spain.
And got very well paid on both occasions.
The winning side would have paid you much better.
Maybe. Louis, why do you want to keep Laszlo here? Gestapo spank?
You overestimate the influence of the Gestapo. In Casablanca, I'm the boss. I do not interfere with them, and they do not interfere with me. Cassel is a very noisy policeman.
All right, I'm sorry there was a disturbance, folks. It's not the usual thing we do around here. Please just enjoy yourselves. Try to stay in your seats. Have a drink. Go ahead. Sam, how about you play something?
Sure. And I need you all to sing along. Who's got trouble?
We got trouble.
How much trouble?
Too much trouble. We're unhappy.
How unhappy?
Too unhappy.
Just not who's unlucky?
We are lucky.
How unlucky?
Too unlucky.
If you're
Rick! Rick! This is Major Heinrich Strasser of the Third Reich.
How do you do, Mr. Rick?
How do you do?
And you already know Herr Heinze of the Third Reich.
Please, join us, Mr. Rick.
Rick, we are very honored tonight. Major Strasser is one of the reasons the Third Reich enjoys the reputation it has today.
You repeat Third Reich as though you expected there to be others.
Well, personally, Major, I think what counts.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Unofficially, of course.
Make it official if you like.
What is your nationality?
I'm a drunkard.
That makes him a citizen of the world.
I was born in New York City, if that'll help you any.
I understand you came here from Paris at the time of the occupation.
Well, that seems to be no secret.
Are you one of those people who cannot imagine the Germans in their beloved Paris?
It's not particularly my beloved Paris.
Can you imagine us in London?
When you get there, ask me.
How about New York?
There are certain sections of New York, pal, that I would advise you not to go into.
Who do you think will win the war?
I have no idea.
Rick is completely neutral about everything. And that takes in the field of women as well.
You weren't always so carefully neutral. We have a complete dossier on you. Richard Blaine, American, age 37, cannot return to his country. The reason is a little vague. We also know what you did in Paris. And, Mr. Blaine, we also know why you left Paris. Oh, but don't worry. We're not going to broadcast it.
Are my eyes really brown?
You will forgive my curiosity, Mr. Blaine. The point is, an enemy of the Reich has come to Casablanca, and we are checking on anyone who can possibly be of help to us.
My interest in Victor Laszlo staying or going is merely a sporting one.
So, in this case, you have no sympathy for the fox.
No, I understand the Hound's point of view too.
Victor Laszlo published the foulest lies in the Prague newspapers until the very day we marched in. And even after that, he continued to print scandal sheets in a cellar.
Of course, one must admit he has great courage.
I admit he is very clever. 3 times he has slipped through our fingers. In Paris, he continued his activities. We intend not to let it happen again.
You'll excuse me, gentlemen. Your business is politics. Mine is running a saloon.
Good evening, Mr. Blaine.
You see, we have nothing to worry about.
Perhaps.
Ah, Monsieur Laszlo, Mademoiselle Lund, welcome to Reeves.
You welcomed us at the airport this afternoon, Captain.
I welcome everyone everywhere. Oh, my profoundest apologies for the recent disturbance. Most unfortunate.
Yes, for the poor man who were killed. Horrible.
Horrible, mademoiselle. But then, may I ask, why did you remain?
Oh, excusez-moi, permettez, Major Strasser, Mademoiselle Lund, Victor Laszlo.
We have heard of you, Major.
The Major asked, why did you remain after the regrettable shooting?
We're here to meet someone. He's not yet arrived. Ilse, I think perhaps you better leave.
It might be wise, monsieur. I do not think your friend will come. They just removed the body of Franz Ugarte to the morgue.
Franz Ugarte.
Your friend.
Sorry, Captain, but the name Franz Ogate is absolutely nothing to me.
Oh, no, come now, monsieur. We know
This
you
is enough for tonight. Tomorrow at 10, Monsieur Laszlo, in the captain's office, with Mademoiselle.
We're not under your authority, Major. This is French soil. Captain Renault, is it your order that we come to your office?
Let us say it is my request.
Very well.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. Good night.
Sleep well, Major. Oh. Now, my friends, after all this unpleasantness, a little relaxation, huh? Waiter!
Yes, Captain.
A bottle of my best champagne. Put it on my bill.
Oh, now, please.
Oh, they put it on my bill. I cannot review. It's just a game we play.
We shouldn't stay. We seem to be the only ones left.
I'm afraid Ricky will be very cross with me. Killing one customer and driving the others away. Oh, but that's no reason why you shouldn't be entertained. Sam!
Evening, Captain.
Play something nice for my friend, Sam.
Sure, boss.
Mademoiselle, I have been informed that you are the most beautiful woman to ever grace Casablanca. That is a gross understatement.
Thank you. You are very kind. Captain, the man singing.
He's been staring at you for the past 5 minutes.
I've seen him somewhere before.
Oh, Sam? Oh, he came here from Paris with Rick.
Rick? Rick, who's he?
But Mademoiselle, you are in Rick's. And Rick is...
His what?
Well, if I were a woman, and I were not me, I would be in love with Rick. And no offense, monsieur.
If you both won't think me terribly rude, will you excuse me for a moment? I want to talk to Sam.
To Sam? Of course, dear.
Hurry back, mademoiselle.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Miss Ilsa. Never expected to see you again.
It's been a long time.
Yes, miss.
Where is he, Sam?
Why? Who, miss?
Rick.
I don't know. I ain't seen him all night.
Will he be back?
No, not tonight, no more. He ain't coming. He went home.
Does he always leave so early after shooting? Oh, Sam. You used to be a much better liar.
Leave him alone, Miss Ilsa. Nothing but bad luck to him.
Sam, play it once. For old time's sake.
I don't know what you mean.
Play it, Sam. As time goes by.
I can't remember it.
Please, sing it, Sam.
Oh, Miss Ilsa. You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers meet,
Sam!
they still say, damn it.
I thought I told you never to play that.
Oh! Oh, Rick! Rick, come here. I want you to meet two charming people.
Oh. Hello, Ilsa.
Hello, Rick.
Oh! So you two know each other? Then you must know Mr. Laszlo.
No.
One hears a great deal about Rick in Casablanca, and about you everywhere. Won't you join us for a drink? Very interesting cafe, even without the gunplay. We congratulate you.
Oh, I congratulate you.
What for?
Oh, your work.
Thank you. I tried.
Oh, we all try. You succeed.
Well, I can't get over you two knowing
I wasn't sure you were the same. Let's see. The last time we met wasn't in Paris.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to remember. It was the day the Germans marched in. They were gray, you were blue.
Ilse?
I don't wish to be the one to say it, but it's late.
Yes, it is. Hey, Carl, the bill.
Forget it, Carl. It's my party.
It is, well, a most unusual evening.
We'll come again. Do that.
Good night, Sam. There's still no one in the world that can play as time goes by like Sam.
He hasn't done it in a long time. Good night.
Well, I would like just one word with Rick, Mr. Laszlo, and then if you wish, I'd be delighted to drive you to your hotel.
Thank you. We'll wait outside. A very puzzling fellow, this Rick. Just what sort is he?
Oh, I really can't say. I met him in Paris. We're the ones acquaintances.
Act 2 of Act 2 of Casablanca will begin shortly. But before we begin, time for a little break.
You know, everyone knows the importance of taking a break every once in a while from working. Well, the same thing holds true when having fun. Now that's why plays have intermissions. And during the intermission, you find a nearby fountain where they serve Coca-Cola as a mighty popular place. A sparkling glass of ice-cold Coke is a sparkling addition to the festivity, excitement of opening night. Coke has a bright flavor, a distinct flavor all its own that has never been equaled. And it's bracing too. Coca-Cola gives you that bit of quick energy that brings you back so quickly. So quickly. All those few calories is half an average juicy grapefruit. So, at intermission time, or any time, pause to refresh. Stop at a fountain where Coke is served and you can relax with the most asked-for soft drink in the whole world. Bright and bracing. Coca-Cola. Give yourself a break. Have a Coke.
We now bring you Act 2 of Casablanca, starring Tom Varlick as Rick Blaine, Irinda Vyman as Ilse Lund, and Stephen Jones as Victor Laszlo, with David Bermidi as Captain Louis Renault. It's hours later, and in Rick's cafe a solitary lamp still burns. Rick sits at a table, staring into an empty whiskey glass, and in the shadows, Sam fingers the keyboard quietly.
Boss? Boss? Ain't you gonna go to bed?
No. Not right now.
Well, ain't you planning on going to bed in the near future?
No. Go on, keep playing, will ya?
Okay. Boss, let's get out of here. Ain't nothing but trouble for you here.
here.
She's coming back. I know she's coming back.
Well, we can take the car, you and me, and drive till morning. We can go fishing somewhere. Stay until she leaves.
Guard to die, she walks in. One out, one in. Out of all the gin joints and all the towns and all the world, she walks into mine. Hey, what's that you're playing?
Oh, just a little something of my own.
Well, stop it. You know what I want to hear.
No, I don't.
You played it for her, play it for me.
Yes, boss.
Rick gazes into his glass, and his thoughts drift back to Paris, like an old movie.
Who are you really? What were you before? What did you do?
We said no questions.
Here's looking at you, kid.
A friend for your thoughts?
In America, they'd only bring a penny. That's about all they'd be worth, I guess.
I'm willing to be overcharged. Come on, tell me.
I was just wondering
Yes?
why I should be lucky enough to find you coming along.
You mean why there's no other man in my life? Well, there was. He's dead.
I'm sorry. I forget we said no questions.
Well, only one answer can take care of all your questions.
Nothing will stop them now. Wednesday, Thursday at the latest. They'll be in Paris.
Richard, they will find out your record. It won't be safe for you here.
I'm on their blacklist already. Their roll of honor. Henri wants us to finish this bottle, and then 3 more. He said he'll water his garden with champagne before he let the Germans have any of it.
This sort of takes the sting out of being occupied, doesn't it, Mr. Rick?
You sent. He was looking at you, kid.
Achtung, Achtung! Hier spricht die geheime Staatspolizei. Paris wird morgen der Befehlsgewalt des Deutschen Reiches unterliegen. Die Pariser Bevölkerung hat den deutschen Truppen und ihren Offizieren Folge und absoluten Gehorsam zu leisten. Weitere Durchsagen werden folgen.
My German is a little rusty.
It's the Gestapo. They say they expect to be in Paris tomorrow. They're telling us how to act when they come marching in. With the whole world crumbling, We picked this time to fall in love.
Yeah. Pretty bad timing, huh? Hey, where were you 10 years ago?
10 years ago? Well, let's see. I had a brace put on my teeth. Where were you?
I was out looking for a job.
Was it cannon fire or just my heart pounding?
I think that was the new German 75. Judging by the sound of it, about 35 miles away? Here, drink up. We'll never finish the other two.
Germans will be here pretty soon. They've been looking for you. There's a prize on your head.
Left a note in my apartment. They'll know where to find me.
It's strange, Rick. I really know so very little about you.
And I know very little about you. Just the fact that you have your teeth straightened.
Be serious, darling. You are in danger. You must leave Paris.
No. We must leave Paris.
Yes, of course. We...
Yeah. The train from Marseille leaves at 5. I'll pick you up at the hotel at 4:30?
No, not at the hotel. I have things to do in the city before I leave. I'll meet you at the station, huh?
All right, then. At 4:45. Hey, why don't we get married in Marseille?
That's too far ahead, so...
You're right, that is too far ahead to plan. What about the engineer on the train? Why can't he marry us?
Darling.
What? A captain on a ship can? I don't see what the big deal is. Hey, what's the problem, kid?
I love you so much, and I hate this war so much. Oh, Rick, it's a crazy world. Anything can happen. If you shouldn't get away, if something should keep us apart, wherever they put me, wherever I will be, I want you to know that I... Kiss me. Kiss me as though it were the last time.
Where is she? Have you seen her?
No, Mr. Richard, I can't find her. She checked out of the hotel bus. But this note came just after you left.
Richard, I cannot go with you or ever see you again. You must not ask why. Just believe that I love you. Go, my darling, and God bless you. Elsa.
Boss? Boss! At the last call! Boss, do you hear me? Come on, Mr. Richard. Let's get out of here. Come on, Mr. Richard.
Mesdames et messieurs, départez sur la voie 4, dernier train pour Marseille. Je le répète, le dernier train pour Marseille.
Boss, listen.
What?
You got company.
I was counting on it.
Rick, may I talk to you?
Oh, so long, boss. Miss Ilsa, you shouldn't have come.
Want a drink?
No.
Why did you have to come to Casablanca?
I wouldn't have come if I'd known you were here. Believe me, Rick, it's true.
Funny about your voice. Still the same. Rick, dear, I'll go any place with you. We'll get on a train together and we'll never stop.
Don't, please don't. I understand how you feel.
How long did I know you, honey?
I didn't count the days.
I did. Every one of them. Mostly I remember the last one. Paris. Wow, finish. Guy standing at the train station. funny look on his kisser. The train station in his pocket. Like a sledgehammer just heading between the eyes.
Gotta tell you a story, Rick.
Has it got a wow finish?
I don't know the finish yet myself.
Maybe one will come to you as you go along.
It's about a girl who met a man she's heard about all her life. A great and courageous man. And soon, everything this girl knew or ever became was because of this man. She looked up to him and worshipped him with a feeling that she thought was love.
I've heard better stories in my time. Tell me, was it him? Was it Laszlo? Was it him who you left before? Or were there a few others in between?
Rick,
A lot of people ran away from Paris that day. You know that? I wonder if they all left notes. You left a note, right? Sam brought it to me at the railroad station. I guess it was the love light in my eyes that helped him spot me in all that mob.
yes, I wrote you a note. I know it was cowardly, but I couldn't have faced you.
I cannot go with you or ever see you again. Do you remember? I must not ask why. You just believe that I love you and God bless you. That is a literal translation of that.
I thought if I came here tonight and spoke to you, I could make you understand. I'm sorry.
Don't give up, honey. Just a slow study. Try again someday. Give it another whirl.
We have searched Ugate's apartment again, Major. No luck. Someone else must have them.
And I strongly suspect that someone is Rick. I suggest you continue the search in the cafe.
If Rick has the letters of transit, he is much too smart to let you find them there.
You give him too much credit. Just another blundering American.
We must not underestimate blundering Americans, Major. I was with them when they blundered into Berlin in 1918.
As to Laszlo, we want him watched 24 hours a day.
Yes. It's 10 o'clock, Major, and he and the girl are waiting now for us.
Send them in.
You may send them in, Madame Claudette.
Oui, Monsieur Renaud.
I do not think we're going to get very far with Laszlo this morning.
Nevertheless, there's no loss in making him the obvious offers.
Only a loss of time. Oh, good morning. I am delighted to see you both.
Laszlo, Mademoiselle.
Morning.
Good morning.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Laszlo, we will not mince words.
Good. Let's begin by saying that I'm an escaped prisoner of the Third Reich, from who no one ever escapes.
So far, yes, you have been fortunate enough to elude us. You have reached Casablanca. I intend to make certain you stay here.
Whether or not you succeed, Major, is of course problematic.
Not quite. On all exit visas issued here in Casablanca, Captain Renault's signature is necessary. Captain, would you think it possible that Laszlo will receive a visa?
I'm afraid not, monsieur.
Well, perhaps I like it here.
And you, mademoiselle?
You needn't be concerned about me.
As a matter of fact, you could both be on your way to Lisbon this very night.
But of course, under certain conditions. Well, Major, what are your terms?
As leader of the underground movement, you know who the other leaders are. In Paris, Athens, Prague, Amsterdam,
And Berlin.
Furnish me their names and exact whereabouts, and you will have your visa immediately.
And the honor of serving the Third Reich.
Major, what if he did give them to you? What if you did track them down and kill them? From every corner of Europe, hundreds, thousands would rise and take our place. Even Nazis can't kill that fast.
You make only one mistake. In the event anything unfortunate should occur to Monsieur Laszlo, no one could take his place.
Thank you.
You wouldn't dare interfere with them here. This is still unoccupied France.
Any violation of neutrality would reflect upon you, Captain.
Monsieur, So far as it is in my power, that neutrality will be respected.
Are you finished with us?
For the moment, yes.
Then good day. Come, Ilse.
Your next step towards securing a visa is what, monsieur?
I don't know.
Well, let me save you some time. Sooner or later, the man to see will be Signor Ferrari, and he operates the Blue Barret Cafe across the street from your hotel. Good day, mademoiselle.
Pretty bird!
Hello, Ferrari. I saw the supply truck come in, and I thought I'd stop by for the American cigarettes.
But why yourself? My boy will bring them over.
Every time he does, the order's just a little bit short.
Carrying charges? Am my boy carrying charges? I'm glad you are here, Rick. I want to talk to you. The news about Ugarte upset me very much.
Now, look, you don't care about Ugarte any more than I do.
Of course not. What upsets me is that no one knows where those letters of the transit are.
Practically no one.
If I could lay my hands on them, I could make a fortune.
So could I. I'm a poor businessman.
I have a proposition for whoever handles those letters. I'll handle the transaction, get rid of the letters, and take all the risk for a small percentage. That's the proposition I have for whoever has those letters.
Well, I'll tell him when he comes in.
Rick, I think you know where they are.
So do Strasser and Renault. That's the real reason why I came over here. I wanted to give them a proper place and a proper chance to tear my place apart.
Excuse me, senor.
Yes?
There is a man who wishes to see you, Monsieur Laszlo.
I was rather expecting him. Send me.
Is he alone?
And there is a lady also. He said she would wait outside.
But you will not wait alone, huh?
Well, suppose you just concentrate on Laszlo, eh, Ferrari?
Send her in, the back way, as a courtesy to Rick.
Morning.
Hello, Rick.
Sorry about last night.
It doesn't matter.
Your story had me a little confused, or maybe it was the bourbon.
Forget it.
You can repeat it now, I'm reasonably sober.
I don't think I will.
Why not? After all, I got stuck with a railway ticket.
All right. Victor Laszlo is my husband,
Well, what do you know?
and he was, even when we were in Paris.
I don't believe it.
There seems to be so much you don't believe.
What up?
It happened almost a year before I met you. He loved me, and I thought I loved him. Soon after we were married, he had to leave France.
And this time, he has to leave Casablanca?
Yes, he must. Oh, you've so changed, Rick. The Rick in Paris, I could tell him, but not you. I'll be leaving Casablanca soon, and I hope we will never meet again. If we leave it that way, maybe we'll remember those old days and forget last night.
Well, I'm not leaving Casablanca. I'm settled now, above a saloon. You walk up one flight of stairs. I'll be expecting you.
Pretty blue parrot! It will take a miracle to get you out of Casablanca, Monsieur Laszlo. The Germans have outlawed miracles.
I got tired of waiting, Victor. Do you mind?
Oh, sit down, mademoiselle. Please. You see, as a leader of illegal activities in Casablanca, I'm an influential and respected man. But I'm helpless to do anything for him, Monsieur Laszlo. You, however, are a different matter.
He thinks it might just be possible to get an exit visa for you.
To go alone?
Yes.
We're only interested in 2 visas, senor.
Ilse, please. You must get to America, and somehow, sometime, I will join you.
What if things were different? What if I had to stay and there was only 1 visa? Would you take it?
Yes, I would.
Then why didn't you leave me in Lille when I had trouble getting out of there? Or in Marseille, when I was ill and you were in desperate danger every second? Why didn't you leave me then, Victor?
I meant to. But something always held me up.
Oh, I too am a sensitive man. I know.
I happen to love her very much.
So for the present, senor, we'll go on looking for 2 visas. Thank you.
I am moved to make a suggestion. You are aware of Bugatti and the letters of transit?
Yes, slightly.
I venture to guess that Bugatti left those letters in the Rick's Cafe. He's a difficult customer, but it's worth a chance.
You've been very patient, senor. Good day.
Now, what's all this about?
A near riot in your own cafe. You don't even bother to get up and see for yourself.
I have other things on my mind. What happened?
Some German officers started to sing the Watch on the Rhine. They wanted the customers to join in.
Well,
But they did. Except what they sang sounded more like La Marseillaise. Well, with my usual tact, I handled the situation perfectly. Oh, Rick, my men gave this place a rather thorough going over this morning.
yeah, we got ready just barely in time to open.
Yes, I told my men to be especially destructive. You know how that impresses the Germans. Huh? Where are the letters, Rick?
You see, Captain? The situation is not as much under control as you believe. That song is verboten. How dare they sing it?
Now, my dear Major, we cooperate with your government, but we cannot control the feelings of these refugees.
Captain, are you entirely certain which side you are on?
Oh, I blow with the wind, Major. And right now, the prevailing breeze is from Vichy.
Well, I have been thinking. It is too dangerous for us to let Laszlo leave Casablanca, but it may also be too dangerous to let him stay. We know all of North Africa is honeycombed with traitors just waiting for someone to lead them.
Yes, it poses an intricate problem.
There is one man who could solve it.
Who?
He just walked in. Victor Laszlo. I'm a very bright boy, Laszlo. I figured you came here to see me, and I figured you wanted to speak to me in my office. Alone.
You do nothing but bewilder me.
But you hope I may also be able to help you.
You told me once that you knew of my activities. And you must know how important it is that I get out of here to continue the work of a very great movement.
The problems of the world are beyond me, Laszlo. I'm just a saloon keeper.
My friends in the underground have told me differently. They mention Spain and Ethiopia, and the strange tendency of yours to be always with the underdog.
Well, I found it to be a very expensive hobby. But then I never was much of a businessman.
Are you enough of a businessman to appreciate an offer of 100,000 francs?
I appreciate it, but I don't accept.
Make it 200,000.
Make it 1,000,000 francs or 10 francs. The answer is still no.
There must be some reason why you refuse to sell the letters.
Oh, there is. I suggest you ask your wife.
I beg your pardon?
I said, ask your wife.
Are you leaving, Victor? Where are you going?
Oh, I thought I mentioned it. There's a meeting of the underground.
Oh, please don't go. I'm frightened. Look out the window.
I don't have to, darling. I know I'm being trailed.
What is going to happen, Victor?
Who knows, Ilse dear? Stress now threatens to find some excuse to put me quietly away in jail.
All the more reasons why you must stay here tonight.
I'm frightened too, Ilse. But what should I do? hide in my hotel room, or continue on the best I can.
Whatever I'd say, you'd carry on. Victor, why didn't you tell me about Rick? You saw him, didn't you?
Apparently he has the letters,
Yes?
but no intention of selling them. You'd think that if sentiment wouldn't persuade him, that money would.
Did he give you any reason?
He suggested I ask you.
Ask me.
Ilse, when I was in Paris, were you lonely?
Yes, Victor, I was.
I know what it is to be lonely. Is there anything you wish to tell me?
No, there isn't.
My dear, I love you very much.
Yes, I know. Victor, whatever I do, will you believe me that I...
You don't even have to say it. I'll believe you. Good night, dear.
Good night, Victor. Please be careful.
We'll be back with Act 3 of Casablanca. But now, a word from our sponsor.
Great game, wasn't it, Joe? Nothing like a cold shower to freshen you up.
Sure was, Harry. Try one of these new cigarettes.
Say, that is fresh and clean. What is this cigarette?
Spud.
What's that?
Spud. The new filtered Spud.
Are you kidding? I used to smoke Spuds years ago. Sure never tasted anything like this.
Yeah, but this is the new Spud. Completely new cigarette. Got a terrific new taste, just a touch of menthol.
Get a load of this filter.
Yeah, you can actually taste the tobacco through the new Spud filter.
Could I see that new Spud? Package again.
Here you go.
Just what I thought. That's the new flip-top box. What a cigarette. Fresh, clean taste, clean filter. New filtered Spud. Terrific.
You want to smoke? You want to smoke and make your mouth water? There is such a smoke, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Spud. New Spud by the makers of Marlboro. New Spud has a filter tip. It has a crush-proof box. It has a fresh taste like it was air-conditioned. You're going to try New Spud. You're going to buy a pack tomorrow. And now the final dramatic climax of Act 3 of Casablanca, starring Tom Varnick, Yorinda Weiman, and Stephen Jones, with David Bermede. For nearly an hour after Victor Lazaro left for the meeting of the underground, Ilsa sat motionless in a drab hotel room. Suddenly, her mind made up, she takes an object out of her husband's briefcase, walks through the dark, quiet night to Rick's Cafe, and up the outside stairs that lead to the second floor.
I told you this morning you'd come around. This is a little ahead of schedule.
Rick, I had to see you.
That's what you said last night. All this has nothing to do with the letters on transit, has it? Seems as long as I have those letters, I'll never be lonely.
You can ask any price you want, but you must give them to me.
I went through all that with your husband. It's no deal.
I know how you feel about me, but I'm asking you to put your feelings aside for something more important.
Do I have to hear again what a great man your husband is? What an important cause he's fighting
It
for?
was your cause too. In your own way, you fought for the same thing.
Well, I'm not fighting for anything anymore. Except myself.
Rick, once you loved me, if those days mean anything at all to you.
Oh, I would not bring up Paris if I were you. It's poor salesmanship.
Listen to me, Rick. If you only knew the truth.
I wouldn't believe you no matter what you say. You'd say anything now to get what you want.
You want to feel sorry for yourself, don't you? One woman has hurt you and you take revenge on the rest of the world. Rick, please help us. If you don't, Victor will die in Casablanca.
Well, I'm going to die in Casablanca too. It's a pretty good spot for it.
All right. I tried to read it with you. Now I want those letters.
A gun, Ilsa? Is that a gun in your hand?
Where are the letters?
Right here in my pocket.
Put them on the table. For the last time, put them on the table!
Right, Ilsa. Shoot. You're doing me a favor.
Can't. You know I can't. I've done nothing but make a fool of myself. I don't know what to do or what to say. I thought I would never see you again. The day you left Paris, if you knew what I went through, if you knew how much I love you, how much I still love you.
All right. I'm crazy. Crazy, but I believe you. Ilsa, what happened? Why weren't you honest with me then? Why didn't you tell me that you'd been married, that he was dead, or something?
I tried to tell you. A few months after Victor left France, word came that he was in a concentration camp. And then, not long after, another message. That he was dead, shot trying to escape. I had nothing, not even hope. And then I met you.
You still told me.
Victor wanted it that way. It was his way of protecting me. I knew too much about his work, and if the Gestapo found out I was his wife, it would be dangerous for me and for those working with us.
When did you find out that he was still alive?
Just before you and I were going to leave, his friends came. They were hiding him in a freight car on the outskirts of Paris. He was almost dead. Well, that's it, Rick.
It's still a story without an ending. What about now?
Now, I don't know, except that I'll never have the strength to run away from you.
And Laszlo?
You will help him, won't you? You will see that he gets out, and then he'll have his work and all that he's been living for.
All except you.
I can't fight it anymore. I don't know what's wrong and what's right. You'll have to think for both of us, all of us.
Okay. Okay, I will.
If only I didn't love you so.
Oh, Ilsa. Wait.
What's the matter?
I just heard a door close. Quiet. Carl? Is that you?
Yes, Henrik, it's me and Mr. Laszlo.
What's the matter?
Henrik, the police break up his meeting. I helped him escape in the last moment.
Victor!
Come up here! Does he know you're here?
No, there was a meeting of the underground tonight. They must have been following him. Renault's man, Strassel's man.
So he picks my place to hide. That's fine.
We need iodine. He cut his hand, breaking the window and... Oh,
Wow.
good evening, Mrs.
Carl, I want you to take Miss Lund to her hotel.
What about Victor?
Cut his hand, didn't he? I don't like to have blood on my floor. I'll go down and patch him up. And Carl?
Yes, Henrik?
Miss Lund will prefer going out the back stairs.
Sorry about this, Rick. I've had a little bit of trouble.
Nah, forget it. Well, I guess we ought to take care of your hand.
Thanks. If it's all right with you, I'd like to stay a little bit longer.
Yeah. Don't you sometimes wonder if it's worth all this, what you're fighting for?
We might as well question why we breathe. If we stop breathing, we'll die. If we stop fighting our enemies, the world will die.
What of it?
You know how you sound, Rick? You sound like a man who is trying to convince himself of something he doesn't at all believe. We all have a destiny, for good or for evil.
You seem to know all about it.
I wonder if you know that you're trying to escape from yourself, and you'll never succeed.
So tell me.
I know a good deal more about you than you suspect. I know, for instance, that you're in love with a woman. Perhaps it's a strange circumstance that we should both be in love with that woman. No one's to blame, and I expect no explanation. I ask only one thing. You won't give me the letters of transit, all right. But I want Ilse to be safe. So I ask you as a favor, use the letters to get her out of here.
You love her that much.
Apparently you think of me as just a leader of a cause. Yes, I love her that much.
You should not leave your back doors unlocked, Monsieur Rick.
Yeah, Cassell. There's no telling who might break in.
Monsieur Laszlo, you will come with us. We have a warrant for your arrest. Ricky, I advise you not to be too interested in what happens to Laszlo.
Oh, come on, stop bluffing. All you can do is fine him a few thousand francs. You might as well let him go now. Hey, what are you charging him with?
I haven't quite decided yet. Meanwhile, if by any chance you are thinking of helping him to escape...
What makes you think I'd do that?
Because 1, you bet 5,000 francs that he would, and 2, you have the letters of transit. Don't bother denying it!
Alright, get ready for a shock, Louis. Yeah, I have the letters, but I intend to use them myself. I'm leaving Casablanca on the last plane tonight.
What?
And I'm taking a friend with me, one you'd appreciate.
What friend?
Ilse Lund. Now, that ought to put your mind at rest about me wanting to help Laszlo escape. He's the last man I'd want to see get out of here.
You didn't come here to tell me this. Since you have the letters, you know very well. You can fill in the names and leave anytime you wish.
Yes, we have a legal right to go, but sometimes people are held in Casablanca in spite of their legal rights. Victor Laszlo, for instance.
Well, what makes you think I want to hold you?
Ilse's Laszlo's wife. She knows things that might interest Strasser tremendously. Louis, I'll make a deal with you.
Go on.
If you could get something really big against Laszlo, something that would chuck him in a concentration camp for years. That would be quite a haul for you, wouldn't it?
Yes. Germany, Vichy would be very grateful.
Then release Laszlo now. You'll be at my place half an hour before the plane leaves. I'll arrange to have Laszlo come there to pick up the letters of transit. That will give you criminal grounds to arrest him.
There's something about this I don't quite understand. You were never before interested in any woman.
She isn't just any woman.
I see. How do I know you'll keep your end of the bargain?
You got Laszlo inside?
Yes.
Well, let me see him now. We'll make the arrangements. Open up your microphones, and you'll hear every word. You would anyway.
Oh, Ricky! Ricky! I'm really going to miss you. Apparently, you're the only one in Casablanca who has even less scruples than I. Well, Rick, 40 minutes, and you'll be on your way to Lisbon.
Yep.
Rick's Cafe. Oh, this place will never be the same without you.
I sold it to Ferrari. Oh, don't worry. He knows that you're still to win at roulette.
Oh, thanks. You got the letters, Rick?
Yes, right here.
Tell me, when we searched the place, where were they?
I dropped them at Sam's piano.
Serves me right for not being musical.
Oh, they are. You better wait in my office.
Yes, good idea.
Hello, Elsa. Where's Laszlo?
He'll be right in. He's just paying the driver. Rick,
What?
haven't you told Victor yet that he's going alone? He thinks I'm leaving with him.
I'll tell him later.
But it's your right, isn't it? You were able to arrange everything.
Yes, sure.
But wait, Victor.
Yes, we'll tell him at the airport. Less time to think, but easier for all of us. Just trust me.
Yes.
I don't know how to thank you, Rick.
Save it. There's still lots of things to do.
I brought the money. It's in this briefcase.
Forget it. You'll need it in America.
But we made a deal.
Never mind that. Here, I got the letters here. They're made out in blank and signed by General Weigand. All you have to do is fill in the blanks.
I'm sorry, Laszlo. You're under arrest again. Accessory to the murder of the couriers from whom those letters were stolen. You're surprised about my friend Ricky, huh? Well, the explanation is simple. Love, it seems, has triumphed over virtue.
Oh, now take it easy, Louis. Nobody's going to be arrested.
Have you taken leave of your senses?
Yeah. Now sit down.
Oh, Ricky. Ricky, put down the gun.
Louis, I wouldn't like to shoot you, but I will if I have to.
In that case, I will sit down.
Keep your hands on the table.
I'm very unhappy, Ricky.
There's a telephone right next to you, Louis. Now, pick it up and dial the airport. We don't want any trouble out there either. Remember, Louis, the gun pointed right at your heart.
That is my least vulnerable spot.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Is this the airport?
What are you talking about? This is Major Strasser.
Captain Renault, I want to speak to the operations manager.
What? Oh. Go ahead, Renault.
Oh, monsieur. A man and a woman will arrive shortly at the airport.
Uh-huh.
They will go aboard the Lisbon plane. They carry 2 letters of transit.
Ah.
They will go aboard, and there is absolutely no trouble to be made for them. Understand?
I'll be there right away.
Lisbon plane taking off in 5 minutes. This is the last call for passengers. Please board the plane. Lisbon plane, 5 minutes.
You gotta hurry now, Laszlo. Take care of your luggage. We'll wait here. I'll be right back. Here's a fountain pen, Louis. I think it might look nicer if you filled in the names and the letters.
You think of everything, don't you?
Yes. And the names are Mr. and Mrs. Victor Laszlo.
Rick, why my name?
Because you're getting on that plane.
I don't understand. What about you?
Yes? What about you?
Staying here.
No, Rick, what's happened? Last night you said...
Last night, I said that I'd do the thinking for both of us. And I've done a lot of it since then. And it all adds up to just one thing. You're getting on that plane with Laszlo.
I won't leave you again, Rick. I will not leave you again.
Listen to me. Do you have any idea what you would have to look forward to if you stayed? We'd both wind up in a concentration camp. Isn't that true, Louis?
I'm afraid Major Strasser might insist.
You're saying this only to make me go.
I'm saying it because it's true. Inside of us, we both know you belong with Victor.
And what happens to you?
Well, I have a job to do, Ilsa. Where I'm going, you can't follow. I'm sounding noble now, I'm not very good at it. But it just doesn't take much to see that the problems of 2 little people, they just don't add up to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Someday, you'll understand. But not now.
Everything's in order?
I'll accept one thing. There's something you have to know before we leave.
Please, Ilse, you don't have to explain.
But I'm going to, because it may make a difference to you later on. You know about Rick and me.
Yes.
But you didn't know I was with him last night when you were there at his place.
No?
She came to get the letters. She tried everything to get them, and nothing worked. She did her best to convince me she was still in love with me, but it was over a long time ago. For your sake, she pretended it wasn't. Well, I let her pretend.
I understand.
Well, here are the letters. Good luck.
Welcome back to the fight, Rick. Are you ready, darling?
Yes, I am. Goodbye, Rick. God bless.
Go on. You better hurry. You'll miss that plane.
Well, there they go, Rick. I was right. You are a sentimentalist.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, I'll have to arrest you, of course.
Yeah? As soon as the plane takes off, Louis.
Captain Renault!
Oh, I may still win my bet, Rick.
Renault, what was the meaning of that phone call?
Victor Laszlo is on that plane.
Well, stop him! Stop him! What are you standing here for?
Because Monsieur Rick has a gun in my stomach.
I was willing to shoot Captain Renault. I'm willing to shoot you, Major.
Are you crazy? Guards! Guards!
Don't call anyone Major, or I'll shoot.
Stop it right there! Wait! Wait! That plane must not take off! That plane must not...
What's up, dear? Did someone shoot? What are you doing?
Oh, Captain Renault.
Someone has just shot Major Strasser.
Oh,
Telephone Lieutenant Cassel immediately. And tell him to round up the usual suspects.
Yes, Captain.
Ricky, it might be a good idea for you to disappear from Casablanca for a while. There's a free French garrison at Brazzaville. I could be induced to arrange your passage.
Hey, look, you still owe me 5,000 francs.
5,000 francs would just about cover our expenses.
Our expenses?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
this concludes our production of Casablanca, starring Tom Vorlick, Yorinda Weinman, and Stephen Jones, with David Bermini. Be sure to tune in next time when New English American Theatre brings you their next installment in their classic radio theatre series. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we wish you good night.